kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire.
Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Can I get a quick sound check in the chat? Can you hear me good? I'm suffering through headphones today because I have to try to block out some background noise this morning. So just want to make sure you can hear me. Welcome, everybody, to the chat. This is going to be a fun and educational one. And ironically, every time that we come across a subject, something come across me that reminds me of the subject that we come across. So Dre picked this one, and it's a good one. It's a do's and do nots with large animals. These headphones are making my glasses not be right, and I can't take it. All right, that's better. Okay. Hey, Ken, good morning. Good morning, Bosa. Good morning, Don D. Good morning, Stan. I saw you in here. Good morning, Joey D. Good morning, Rock. Good morning, Ricky Bobby. Hey there, girl. Hey, good morning, Morgan. Did y'all tune in to Deadwood's Reptiles Saturday night around 1 a.m. when they actually did go into the cemetery? Pretty cool. Now, what I didn't know is that they was actually going to be using the app to attempt to see if there was any abnormal activity. So that was kind of funny and cool as well. Especially when they were using an app that was just crazy. So it was just a lot of fun. If you didn't tune into that, you missed out. That was pretty cool. Good morning, Ray. It's the honor wherever you come through because you never stay still. So definitely appreciate you. Good morning, bro. Ray said, have a blessed day, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So let's first start off. Oh, sorry, can't miss this one. Good morning, KT. On time, KT. On time. You didn't even watch a lot of football, or the girl didn't stay over too late. KT is on time. Let's highlight that. Good morning, Bosa. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, beautiful. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, y'all know it's not intentional. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Eric. So wait a minute. I'm gonna pause right here. So Eric and I grew up together in a community called Cherry Hill. Eric lived our balconies. So y'all hear me talk about my neighborhood all the time and how cool it was. Our balconies were diagonal to each other. Eric was probably my first crush ever in life. And then he marries who we call the most beautiful girl in the neighborhood that we actually grew up with. So they're like family, truly like family. So I'm honored to have Eric in here. Eric used to ride motorcycles when we were kids. It was a big crew of them, and they had nice motorcycles as young people. He was the only child in the house. Can't remember, Eric, if he was the only child, but definitely only child in the house. And he was a little spoiled. Police officer, I believe now retired, does a lot of traveling, and he focused a lot on Africa and our natural ways of living and thinking. So check out Eric's YouTube channel. I love it. It's great, especially growing up with him and seeing how people evolve to a different perspective of life. Some of the things he shared, it just brings another dynamic. Ray, you would enjoy his channel, Mother Africa Be Calling. It's a nice channel. So check that out. Thank you for stopping through, Eric. I know you also is a busy person. It's pretty cool to have you in the chat, bro. Excuse me. I forgot to put my do not disturb on. Let me hit the do not disturb. I do apologize, y'all. Give me a second. So how's everybody weekend? What did you do this weekend? No. My mama had to have told you before. Yes, it definitely. Bosa. Let's see. Do not disturb. We gotta tell people do not disturb you 8 o'clock in the morning. There we go. All right, so let's just get something started. We're going to start with a very, very important announcement today. Today is my bonus daughter's 16th birthday. So we're going to highlight Nala today. I will tell you that this child came into my life when she was 1 year old. Always been the apple of her daddy's eye. I would not call her spoiled at all. I would call her loved by both her biological parents and, of course, myself. I'm the cool mom, of course. You know, when you are not the one that birthed them, as they grow, you have a better understanding. So, like, for instance, if you tell me that Nala did something, it's not true, because she's pure and she's sweet and she's wonderful. But as she grew, there was some bumps in the road that you got to convince me that they even happened. I'm that one. So shout out to my baby girl today. It is her 16th birthday. So proud of the woman that she's become. Her mom and her dad, we have done an amazing job raising her. I give a lot of credit to my husband, because even as a child, I would hear him lay in her room with her and lay in her bed and just share things with her. And I used to say when he would come back in the room, and Eric, you remember how close me and my dad was. When you leave this earth, those are the things that she's going to remember. She's not going to remember nothing nobody else says. Even the stuff that her mother says will not hold weight. What will hold weight with your daughters is what my daddy said. And I cannot stress that enough. So I credit my husband to him having a beautiful daughter who believes in education, who's still very humble, who does not take her ability to have things for granted on either side. And she has done some amazing things in her life, including saving her grandmother's life. So I always say that she's an amazing child. So I hope you have a wonderful day, sweetie boo. Happy birthday. Now on the same day, and I'm not going to share a photo, although, I've set my prayer and I looked this morning. So, on my stepdaughter's birthday, 10 years ago, no, it's going on 11 years ago, we lost my grandmother. So my father, her father, my husband lost the woman who raised him on the day of his daughter's birthday. So we try not to overshadow. And if you ever heard me talk about my grandmother-in-law, you're going to see a whole lot of Facebook memories for today. That was my best friend. My best friend was an old lady. She is the one who taught me the most about my husband. Like when he would be silent, she knew what it meant. And she would share those things with me. She would, share the things that because of his childhood would push his buttons. It's like so many jewels she dropped into me. And prior to her passing on, she spent some time in the nursing home and hospice. And y'all heard me tell this story before, my old company, not the company I just retired from, but the company I was with at that time, Berkshire Property Advisors, allowed me to spend as much time as I needed to. And I mean, there were days that I would literally have to be at the nursing home because things was going on for 6 or 7 hours. That company did not care. Their only thing was to make sure that I was supportive to my husband in a way that he couldn't be, because it was hurtful to him for him to see his grandmother, the person who raised him, decline that way. But I was able to. So shout out to anybody who really works for companies who really believe family is first, who believes that you work to live and not live to work. Berkshire Property Advisors, I will give you that honor. I will give you the highest recommendation. I don't care where you are in the world. If you see that company and you want to work for a company that is truly culture driven, that's the company. I appreciate them. I appreciate my assistant at that time, Nikki Johnson. Nikki held down the fort any day that I didn't need to be there, that I couldn't be there. Nikki never was upset. Sometimes your assistants will feel a certain kind of way and, feel like the burden is on them. She stepped up to that burden, and I appreciate her and everything that she did for us at that time. So, like I said, I don't want to overshadow my baby girl birthday, but I could not acknowledge my grandmother-in-law. We love you so much. I miss her so much. Definitely one of the hardest deaths in my life was my grandmother-in-law. But I get the prize of having what she created. And I always give credit to the man that my husband is due to his grandparents, being raised by two solid spiritual people. Because I'll tell you, anybody who gets married, if you don't get married in the eyes of God, it's not a marriage that's put together. And I'm just going to say that over again. It's not a marriage to put together. I'm all for civil unions, but if you don't get married in the eyes of God and you get married from any other contract in the spiritual level, you'll never make it. You'll never make it the enduring time, because I'm telling you, it's God and what is instilled in the individual, the value of God that is instilled in the individual that makes them keep going at marriage, that makes you overcome those challenges, that makes you forgive those things that, otherwise your spiritual or your non-spiritual, your flesh couldn't forgive. So, that makes you grow with a person. We talked about that recently. That growth takes time. So yeah. Thank you guys. Definitely a special baby girl. That's definitely. Hey Hugh, good morning. Good morning, Elias. I saw you creeping. Good morning, Elias. Hey Jolly, good morning. So to get into before we get into our topic, I want to make sure that we do our acknowledgement for Brian Barchak. So today's spiritual prayer and quote would be based on trust. And we want to continue to encourage Brian to continue to have trust in the process and trust in God. And it says, most merciful Jesus. And y'all know how I say, insert who you need to insert, but it's definitely going to need help. He's going to need help, continue some spiritual level of help. So most merciful Jesus, I trust you in all things. I trust in your perfect plan for my life. I trust you when I cannot comprehend your divine will. That's important when you're going through a time of struggle, especially when it's a struggle of health where nobody else can foresee that outcome but God themselves. So keep having faith. And then just a reminder that we will be vending on November the 13th at the Gettysburg Reptile show. So if please make sure that you guys mark that on your calendar. Dondi, I know that you're going to try to make it. I hope I can see. I really enjoyed you having you there the last time. So hopefully that you can make it through. All right. So now for our topic. I'll start it. This is Dre's topic, but you know how this goes. The topic was do's and don'ts with big snakes. Some of them we talked about. Last night, my brother, and I'm not sharing the video in this live because remember, one of the goals that I try to stay away from is showing these animals in a bad light in any kind of way. So what goes in this live is replayed and shared and stuff like that. So I'm not going to share the video. Y'all can Google it yourself. But there was a recent video, and what I'll do so y'all can easily, it wasn't recent, actually, it's about a couple months ago. My brother just shared it again last night. But that's just the picture. That was the end result. I'm not going to share it for a long time. But when a man, I'm going to say a man clearly not trained on big snakes because he would have never did what he did, was doing a presentation, an educational presentation. This is why I'm not a fan of taking big animals to an educational presentation that you're not familiar with or you did not raise. That can be a risk. So the only animals you'll see me take out this house and take out educationally are animals that I know in my mind 110% would be okay with all of that gibbery and all of that are going on around them, and animals that I raised up. If someone else raised that animal, you do not know that animal, and that is a risk. And I want to say that, that is a big risk. So be conscious of that. You don't know that animal enough to know how it's going to be or how you can disseminate an issue if it does occur. Very, very important. So this guy, he's doing a presentation, and in the presentation, he's putting the snake, which I always tell y'all, around his neck, but he's wrapping, like he's force wrapping. He's like pretty much telling the snake to wrap. Oh, that's like me telling the snake to wrap around my leg. Y'all know that. I said, I'll tell my snake to wrap around my leg to brace because I don't let it brace on my upper body at all. So the guy's rushing this animal around his neck, and it shows when I tell y'all in just an instant, if an animal anchors, it don't even know that it's crushing your neck. When you're putting a 60-pound animal around your neck, it don't know when it leans forward and it holds on to its natural constriction so it doesn't fall, that is now crushing your neck. And that's a perfect example of how quick it can happen. Even though he got help pretty quickly in less than 30 seconds, it was too late. The damage was done when the first pull happened, and you can see him when he hit the ground, and you can see how his body was losing its consciousness. It was quick. And that's why you don't do it. And I get that some people feel, y'all know I'm very comfortable with my animals. It's not about a comfortability thing. It's about a natural way that this animal maneuvers its body for protection and to feel comfortable. And I can't change what this animal needs to do naturally to make it comfortable. I can't change that. No skill set can allow me to teach that snake, don't anchor. No, that's what it does. And these big snakes are not to be placed and wrapped around your neck. I don't care how cool people think it is. It's ways to still be cool. I think it's pretty dope that I can pick up a 15-footer, lay it over here and lay it over there and raise it up, do this and all of that without it being wrapped around my neck. But for some reason, people still do it. Let's talk about the video that we've all seen, the one that people share with us all the time, where the lady goes into the first of all, the reticulated python is in an aquarium in a room full of rats. in a room full of rats. And she sees the food response. So this is where education is important. Because let me tell you, a reticulated python, Burmese python, food response, anaconda, whatever it is, any large snake, it's evident. So you may go to an enclosure and see the snake advance to you. That to me is not always a food response. I can still put my hand on the top of that snake head and we're good. But if my snake's coming up like this when I come to the door, like look at this, y'all, that speed, and it's going straight up in the air, that's a full response all day. Turn it off with a hook, not your hand or anything else. So that video is shared. And in that video, there were so many things from the beginning of that situation to the end that should not have been done, including how they went about on trying to secure her from the animal. Trying to pry things in between the animal's mouth. Now, I tell you all the time, one thing about a snake's mouth, it's sensitive. Those teeth are fragile. So if you putting something in and trying to pry it, you're hurting the animal. What does a large constrictor do when it's in pain? When it thinks something is hurting it? It constricts more. You're not helping the situation. You're making the situation worse. When all she had to do was walk over to a sink, or if she had cold water, like right here in this room, I have, let me tell you what I have. Not that I would ever need it. I have alcohol right here. There's hand sanitizer right there. There's always a bottle of cold water in the corner over here. And we also keep a spray bottle of alcohol. If something should ever happen, Michael knows, or I will be able to grab the cold water first. If something real bad is happening, we need to go more strenuous, then we'll go to the alcohol-based stuff. But to try to pry the mouth of a snake open is making the snake uncomfortable, and it's going to make the snake squeeze even more. Ray, I ain't talking to you right now, so let me say this. I gotta go to Ray's comment, y'all, because this is very important. I was going to get him when he, was not. Yeah, get him when he was not busy in the background. But Ray, no, you picked the time that let me take it back. My hotel is still booked, but the answer right now is still no, because on that same day is my favorite aunt-in-law 70th birthday. And if it was anybody else, I would have probably considered missing it for Tinley. But I've been to Tinley multiple times at this particular point. I just came off of Daytona. I'm okay with missing it this time for this event. If it was any other than my Aunt Debbie, that's literally no joke, my favorite aunt-in-law. So I can't miss that. So, and she's only going to turn 70 once, and I don't want to miss that. We missed a lot of family events. They all, especially in October, because October is the Cancer month. So a lot of things are happening in the family, in honor of my sister, but we missed it. So, no, but I'll be watching, I'll be there. I'll be from over here. I don't take my big snakes out very often, especially around a bunch of nervous, excited kids. I believe all the extra commotion keeps the snakes on edge. Good point. So Hugh, I know you follow me. So I do believe in the opposite. I believe that they need to be out often. So my snakes are out all the time. As soon as I end this broadcast, I open up the doors. The ones that want to come out hit the floor, and they're just out until I go back upstairs. I don't leave them unattended, because y'all know a retic unattended can wreck your house and hurt themselves. But I'll sit down here, do whatever I got to do, clean, change waters. If I go into the hatchling room, clean, they'll come over there and just kind of hang out over there. And anybody who comes in this house who wants to engage with them, I'll let them. Now, that is setting them up, though, to be better ambassadors. But there's some still that their temperament, as far as like what would happen if you did this, or what would you happen if you did that, they may not be there yet with my big four. My big four, I can tell you can do anything to them. I can tell people, you put your hand in their mouth. Literally, they are that that non-reactive. So, but my whole point is that I take the ones that I know that's non-reactive to everything. And I know that because I raised them up and I've seen. I can tell you that Hefe, even in breeding mode, is fine for me to touch and Michael to touch. Would I let somebody else touch him? I don't know. I don't know if that other scent will still make him feel safe in breeding mode. So I would never do that. And this is just things, just understanding, the animal. I think sometimes people get so caught up in, I guess, I don't know what you call it. Because see, I don't look at my big snakes as how some people look at them as trophies type of thing. That's not, I look at them as, wow, I finally get to own the big snakes I always wanted to own. Eric and I, like I was telling y'all, I grew up where we can jump off the balcony, walk Eric, about 10, 15 feet. We were in the woods. And if we walked through the woods a few hundred feet, we were down in the water. So I always looked forward to that part of, we didn't have reticulated pythons in Cherry Hill. We had like garden snakes and stuff like that. But to be able to grow up and have these massive animals that's owned in other countries, it's more of a intrigueness to me. Like when I see them, I'm so intrigued. I feel like I'm in a paradise, that type of thing. Not, y'all don't see me lifting them often. I pride myself in not having to lift them. I pride myself in to be able to open the door, let them come out, let them wear their stuff out, and they go back in on their own. The ones I have to lift, I'm lifting because I need to get them out quickly for some reason. Maybe they clean and they're relaxing or something like that. Or they're ones that typically you can open their doors and they'll watch you, but they don't come out on their own. You have to really pull them out. But most of the ones that I have, they come out on their own. But I definitely agree with Hugh that you have to understand that 20 people opposed to one person or two people could make that animal nervous. Small children. I don't let my grandkids who are eye level to my 14 and 15 footers pull them out of the enclosure. That's not a chance I'm taking. Do we know that because, Jaden ain't that big? Do Jaden look like a rabbit, And I mean, of course, once the snake grab him, it realizes real quick that this thing don't have fur. This is not what I eat, whatever the case may be. But that's my grandson. We can't let him grab him, right? So I don't let them handle any of the snakes that's eye level to them. And they handle a lot of the babies. The oldest berm is my granddaughter's. My granddaughter raised that snake pretty much. So Skylar can go over to the cage and Pearl knows Skylar and she just comes out onto Skylar. If Skylar had to go in and get Pearl, I wouldn't allow it. I would not allow it at all. Let's see. Good morning, Chris. I'm missing somebody. Ray said at a red light. What up, guys, in the chat? Ray always want to move. Always, y'all. Always want to move. Good morning, everyone. Have a great day. Hey, Ray. So we got both Rays in the chat. We got my brother Ray and we got Revolutionary Morph Ray. Thank you guys for stopping through. Thank you for being here. Oh, they're out at the house, but not in public. What I was saying, Hugh, I totally understand that. Totally understand that. Yeah. You just never know. You just never know. And what I say to people all the time, especially with the larger snakes, because they move slow a lot. So people assume that that's their pace. A retic or a berm or anaconda who really want to get somewhere, or a carpet python who really wants to get somewhere. They get there fast when they want to get there. And it's like with a strike of lightning. So you definitely got to be conscious of that. There you go. There you go. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Tim. Yep. Fast as fuck. And people assume that they're not Hugh. And that's the funny thing. I even laugh sometimes when I see mine get up for something like they're out and just all of a sudden it glides. And I'm like, where are you going? What did you see? Like, It's just so funny how they can just get from point A to B. Nakia loved being out in the school. Yeah, so Nakia, as a baby, was already used to a bunch of people. We did that. And then you get it and you continue it. That's what I mean. If you raise it, you know how that animal is raised. Like some animals are never around other people, and so then if you take them and then as adults, it's easier to take a baby. Like I'm not resistant to taking babies that, I've handled. But if you take a snake that you don't handle a lot around 15 people, Lord Jesus, this can go all left real fast. Had all mine outside yesterday. Back is just shot today. Yes. Now Tim takes his out a lot as well. And Tim, yours is used to people for the most part. I mean, of course, the newer baby, you're still working with that one. But it's a lot better with you. But you wouldn't take the Sri Lanka out yet with people. Although Tim did a great job taming that one down. If you want to watch a good series of how to get an animal who is defensive, because I honestly, like, I've never had, I mean, you get the regular baby defensiveness, but I'm talking about like a real defensive one. He had it with the Sri Lanka. And he is a younger one, and he did like a series of showing how he got the Sri Lankan to be better. So check that out. I had to rehome my berm and it broke my heart. Damn, Georgia law. She was my Wait a minute. You can't. When you can have berms in Georgia? When did that happen? And then would that be the same with retakes? I know they did. They was talking about that a couple years ago, but I don't think that ever went through. Let me know who. Wow, didn't know that. Which is so sad because honestly, I tell you all the time, I get struck at more by ball pythons than ever. I don't ever get struck at it for my big snakes. They just don't. It's just not what they do. They don't have to. I guess they know that I'm a big snake. I'm a big snake lady. If you did something to me, I can get you. No, they just don't. I treat them good. Try to stay on good terms with them. I understand that they are apex predators. I don't want no smoke. Tim needs to work on my boa Hades. I'm sure. Just send them up. Actually, I swear, I think boas are more challenging, just period, as babies and adults than far as if you have one that's not handled a lot, one that's is misbehaving. Almost took in a 12-foot retake with the same disposition as the Sri Lankan. The guy bailed on rehoming. Wow. Thank you, Ray. Yeah, shout out to Aunt Debbie, my baby. That's my heart. Like she is what I feel like she is that version of, so she's the in-law in the family, but Aunt Debbie is respected. And I came in on this level with my husband, and it's kind of the same thing. So she was the first one. I feel like I earned respect into the family from the woman's side. And to me, she is like the woman of the Tisdale family, like to me. So definitely shout out to Aunt Debbie. Very spiritual, definitely keeps the family grounded. Will do. I'm pulling out my oldest out of school to help me out. No breeding or selling berms after December 4th. Get out of here. Is it just berms, or is it retakes too? Because I was just talking to somebody about possibly getting a retake in Georgia. So is it just the berm specifically? Who can you send me that when you get a chance in its IG? Because I missed that. I definitely missed it. I knew they was talking about it, but I didn't see that going through. That's why I'm staying away from the South, y'all. I can't. Like, it's just one thing after another. Yeah, Chris, I saw them talking about it, but I didn't see it actually went through. That's crazy. Rock pythons are on the same list as berms. So berms and rocks. So that's weird. You can't have a Burmese, you can't have a rock python, but you can have a reticulated python. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're going to ban one, I say this all the time. if you're going to ban one, you got to ban the other ones because they all the same in essence. But that is definitely strange. That's good to know. I had absolutely no clue of that. The South sucks in so many ways. I hate it here. I mean, it shines in so many ways too. I wouldn't mind living in the South. You know, I have a lot of family there. The South actually changes my temperament. The people are so much nicer, so my guard comes down a little bit more. It's the animal situation. See, in Maryland, it's not much they can fight us with because it gets cold as hell. After September, it ain't crap that's going to really live outside. So the challenges were kind of mute with that. And I don't think too that although there's a lot of keepers in Maryland, it's not a lot of big snake keepers as much as it might be in Texas or somewhere like that. So we are definitely unique here. And for the most part, Maryland does a lot of education on, and it always did. Even when we were growing up, we were always, I shared to y'all, we always went to the National Bragg Center, and we learned so much about animals, our native animals and non-native animals. And so Maryland does a lot of education. I actually am a part of a herb society that I actually attend once a month, and I do that online here in Maryland. Just kind of keep us all abreast on, you know, what's going on in nature and things to look out for, the things to be conscious of. So how can you have them if you get them chipped and registered with Georgia DNR? Okay. You can have them if you get them chipped. Okay. The niceness is so fake. People mean as fuck here. They can't survive here either, but Florida killed our chances. Yeah, I mean, even with Florida, like I said, we was talking about last week. I just don't grasp the thought process behind it when you have so many other animals that are so much more dangerous to people. Like literally, when the last time y'all seen a Burmese python eat a person and bring it up to the shore? That happens regularly in Florida. North Carolina starts the zone where it's still fairly warm, but it gets cold enough that there's not a legit invasive argument. So the laws here are pretty great. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, like I said, when it comes to these animals and keeping these animals, like even now in this house, everything changes. I start to change substrates for the winter. We switch the heating systems out in the garage for the big lizards. Like everything start to change around because once September hit, the temperature changes for us. So it would never be a concern here, if you ask me. Miss Exotis, you're not wrong. I'm from the Chicago area, and I'd rather be around honest assholes than fake nice people. That is so funny. Yeah, I mean, I've never had a bad experience in the South when it comes to people, but most of my family are from North Carolina, uh, and they're pretty good, sweet people. And like I said, the people there, you know, like I've done a lot of dealings with people in North Carolina because of family situations and stuff like that. And it's definitely different from people in Maryland. Like I barely, like Maryland, we don't speak. Like we literally just could go past each other, never speak. Can't even tell you my neighbors' names. And although we're not attached, we are like what 50 feet away far as the front of the houses anyway. And I don't speak to either one of them. Like I don't know their names. I think they're good people. Just we go in the house and come on, we've lived here for over 10 years. We just come and we go. Cats, damn, a feral cat so tired of the hate for reptiles and they overlook cats. Absolutely. And cats are off the chain. I feel the same. I just want honesty. People here act too sweet, but the nicer someone is, the more ruthless and heartless they truly are. That fake nice is everywhere, not just here. Exactly. I don't know, Maryland. I guess people here is the opposite. They're normally a little not, and I'm not saying intentionally curt, or intentionally rude. We just kind of mind our business, and we kind of stay in our lanes. And if you cross lanes, you find a lane of being cordial, but it's not like how, even I'll give you the perfect example in the South. When we bury family members in the South, and how everybody pulls over to the side of the road, get out the cars and bow their heads and stuff like that. Here, it's people trying to cut through the procession because the procession is too long. One of my favorite memories is my cousin Michelle, who's no longer with us, is when my granddad passed and someone literally cut through the procession, and she stops the car, jumps out the car, and my cousin is getting ready to really beat the crap out of somebody in the funeral procession. That's how it goes on down here. Like, people be trying to figure out ways to duck through the procession, opposed to let me bow my heads for this 200 cars that's coming through. We have a big family, so it's going to hold you up if we're coming through. But definitely, I was stationed in Maryland, APG, when I was in the Army. Okay. Yeah, I'm right here in Fort Washington, tradesman. There's a town called Belafonte near me, and the stray cats was getting ridiculous. But then the Chinese takeout opened back up full time, and the cats went away. Some say coincidence. Yeah, whatever, whatever. I don't fuck with anyone, but I'm not letting nobody step on my peace. Absolutely, that's me. That's see, and I think my thing is that just leave me alone, and we're good. Mess with me, you've messed with me. Like, and I'm very, like, I'm even going through something now I haven't shared yet, but where I'm going with this, like, and I'm just silent. Like, I'm just silent. All of this is going on in the background. I'm just silent, but I can't wait. I cannot wait to release it. I say it's in the paper state because I've never had beef with that consistency. Yeah, I mean, I think that going back to it, I think a lot of people, I think, fear the big snakes for the wrong reasons. But the reason why they fear it is because of what they see. Like, if I saw a video of the guy getting choked out at the educational show, for example, I would assume, if I didn't have education about big snakes, that the snake did that intentionally. I would assume that the guy did not sign up for that. But no, he did the moment, especially when he was forcing the snake to rap. You never force the snake to rap. And so people will see something like that, and it's like, oh my God, those snakes, they want to kill you, they want to kill you. These snakes just want to be in harmony. They just want to have a good day. They want to eat, be fat for a few weeks. And even then, after you feed most of them, they down for a good 7 to 10 days. They don't even want to do nothing but sit there, and they will even sit in the same place to pee and poop half of the time when they that full. So then you have the other 2 or 3 weeks that you don't feed them, that you're just absolutely just letting them get exercise and stuff. And that's all they want. Them snakes don't ask so much. They don't want to be constricting nobody. Like you heard me tell you, I got retics who don't even constrict their food. They just start eating. Then you got others who will squeeze it to death. Sorry for going. Oh, and you can always say this. That's the thing. Is Mondays are the topic, and then there's everything, all the shenanigans. That's where it comes in. So you good. You are so good. Speaking of, I'm going to be on Ken's show. Ken, when is my date again? Drop it in. It's on my calendar. I'm going to show up, but I don't know off the top of my head. It's November something, y'all. I think it's the 20th or 21st. But I'm going to be on Ken's show, so make sure that y'all put that on your calendar. I'm too hesitant with big snakes, so I can add anything about bigger snakes. Right, retics, just big ass babies, especially the retics. Big babies, like the things that they want done to them. Like, retics love chin rubs. People don't realize that. We always relate that to lizards. If you want to calm a retic down that's on the sofa with you, start rubbing that chin. They fall right to sleep. They fall right to sleep. Like, oh, thank you. They love rubs. They love touch. Retics love touch. One of the things that I talk about the bigger four, when they come out, the first thing they do is they want to kind of lick my leg. And then they'll come up my leg and they help me up, help me lift them up. Like, they are very easy to maneuver. Thank you, Ken. So November 21st is the date, y'all. But they're big babies. They are so misunderstood. They're given such bad reps on the personality. Even with Tim, and I know that you see this too, and you hear it too, where there are still people who just want you to be afraid on a certain level. And I can't be, right? Because they are so, our animals are so, a matter of fact, we handle them a lot. There's no reason. Like, I have no reason to be afraid of climbing into Childless enclosure when the snake will move out my way so I can do it. I would be afraid if the snake kind of like was hesitant or didn't want to move. This snake is so smart. It's like, okay, her fat ass is ready to come in on this side. Let me move over here so she can get some room. Like, that alone, and then she will sit there as I clean at one side if she don't want to go all the way out, because sometimes she'll just go out, but other times she'll just sit there on the lid and just kind of watch me. And then when I got to get to the other side of the enclosure, she'll slide to the other side of the enclosure, turn around and just watch me, and I'm over there cleaning the other side of the enclosure. Once she knows her substrate down, she knows I'm done, she stretches back out. These animals are way smarter than we give them credit for. Sadly, there's a lot of people that keep big snakes for their own ego. They can't look tough if they got to admit how easy they are. Oh, so Tim, say it again. That's it. That's it. And for me, it's totally opposite. I want people to know I'm not doing nothing special. I have more challenges with ball pythons than I do with reticulated pythons. Like, when I go in the ball python enclosure, I stand back. Will come straight out if it's hungry, you know. So that's a perfect good example, and I do believe that. I believe, unfortunately, there are people like that. But Tim, that's why I love your channel. I love your vulnerability. I love that even though Tim is military, so when y'all talk about me sweating with the retics, Tim be sweating too. Tim be like, whoa, this is a workout. So people be laughing at me too, especially on TikTok Live. I'll be drenched. They be wanting to see more than 4 retics. And then by the time I get to the 5th big one, I'm like drenched in sweat. It's a lot to hold them, especially still for the camera. It's different when we have them out and, you know, we kind of let them go and do their own thing. But when you want me to hold it and I have to anchor this snake like this, because again, I'm not letting it wrap all the way around my neck. So I'm sitting here and I'm anchoring this snake. It's a lot of work. A lot of work. For sure. Enjoying your show. I got a work interview. I go to take sure to keep up the good work. Thank you, Eric. Again, guys, if you want to just check out some nice content, check out Eric's channel, Mother Africa Be Calling. Eric has some really good subjects there, from anywhere from living naturally, eating naturally, what we eat, what changed our body systems, with how we should appreciate the earth and our natural bodies, political stuff. Like, it's a lot about, you know, life and natural resources and living. Check it out. It's dope. And he's very calm. Eric is not emotional. I like that too. He's very calm. I got pretty big female balls. I get them out at least once a week to let them stretch out. Both of them are 6 foot long. I feel bad and really want to build those to a bigger enclosure. That is a big female, 6 feet. I don't think I've ever seen them past like 5.5, to be honest, unless they were the Voltas. But yeah, that's pretty big. I will tell you, Ken, the ARS-55-40 rack, the clear tubs are very spacious. Like, I'm surprised how spacious that they actually are. I moved some of my males there. I kind of like my females in, they still in bigger tubs, but I like them more in a solid tub where you can see through for breeding purposes. But my males are all in see-throughs now, and they love it. They like watching us. Small pythons like watching you too. Dude, I gotta hit the gym because these retics ass whippings are getting old. It's so funny, but it's facts. Tim's channel is awesome. Everyone should go and watch and listen to that dude. Yes, I love Tim. Tim is one of the first people too who gave me a shout out. We kind of started at the same time, believe it or not. as far as actively, doing the YouTube and retic stuff. And I stumbled across him, he stumbled across me, and we just kind of bonded because our content was a lot. Like Tim was one of the first men I saw that was like showing what I was showing, like this, it ain't that serious, So I was intrigued to see someone who just saw them for what they were, for what they really were worth, And then I think a trend started. Like you started to see a trend, and other people started to do the same thing. So I'm going to shout out, definitely to people like myself and Tim. It's a big difference of the large snake presence from 2018 to now, how people present them and what people will say about them, how people think about them. I love Lucas Bagnera and Nathan for that reason. Like they give you real content, real experiences, but they talk about this, some of the same things that we talk about as far as personality and how you get along with them and things like that. So but yeah, I like their channels too. Thank you, Rod. Thank you for subbing to Eric's channel. Pretty dope. Bosa. Ken. I'm wondering if Volta is in them. I didn't buy them as that. Yeah, like it could very well be. Or could be just the old, great big old female. Took my retic and berm outside yesterday so they can get some good old UV rays. Stop it, Ray. Maryland. Look, that's how you know if you from Maryland. How you say it. It's actually a TikTok out like that. A girl talking about how you say Maryland, how you say Baltimore, how you say like we don't say Salisbury, we say Salisbury. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is up? Going to rewatch the entire thing after it ends. We appreciate you. Keys did a nice live from the crib yesterday. But I still haven't gotten my full tour. So hopefully I'll get a full tour. But it was definitely enjoyed. Love to see him just at Keys was rapping yesterday, y'all, on TikTok Live. Okay. So he's definitely enjoying this move. He did a freestyle. See, I would take them outside, but I live on the woods edge and I treat my yard for fleas. I don't want to take a chance of messing one up. Yeah. So that's the thing. I can take mine out because I know we don't fertilize in our yard at all because of the snakes. So the backyard, we take them out. I normally like to take them out there on weeks like right after the grass is cut. And then in our parks have to pulse naturally. In our natural parks, what is used, if anything, on our grass. And so we normally take them to places where we know that there's natural fertilization and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's good points. Good morning, Chris. That's okay. Thank you for coming through. Chris is going to be in Tinley too. I cannot believe like Ray, Chris, and y'all gonna take the time that I'm not going. Sorry. I'll be out of time. Oh, time to clean the rats. Look, Chris got a lot of rats, y'all. I couldn't even imagine cleaning that much. And that's why Ray started his own rat facility as well. Slim has been wanting to do that, y'all, so bad. Like if it's any part that he wants to do is he wants to breed rats. Like we breed them. I breed them to feed all of my babies. So we do breed them, but he wants to breed them to sell. And my thing is I hate cleaning them. So my goal is to transition everything over to just ASF bins and maybe keep 1 or 2 rat bins. I will feel better because ASFs are not dirty like rats. When I tell you Chris Shad gave me anxiety, just thinking like, oh my God, so many beautiful rats, because I like to play with them, but it gave me anxiety, like how long does it take to clean all of it? I think he said like maybe like eight hours. That's the whole day in the rat room. I think for me right now, it's only like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So to have to do another 6, and I can't stand the rat bins. Like I hate the rat bins on cleaning day. ASFs, I don't mind. They so neat. They move all of their little poop to one place. You can just take the tub, dump it, and it all falls out. It's not all matted at the bottom and stuff like that. But yeah, and you have to keep them clean so you don't smell them. So, and y'all know Slim don't want to smell anything, but he wants to have a bunch of rats. So he has a plan. And I think Ray eventually he's going to go ahead and do it on his own. We are rearranging some stuff in the garage though, because it is that many. The first set that I have now is in one of our spare bathrooms. So that whole bathroom is nothing but rats. And what Slim wants to do, the magnitude he wants to do, he has plenty of room in his man cave. He has a whole nother section in the man cave. That basement it's huge. It's huge. Like literally, if he gave it up, I can put everything, including the lizards down there. I can have a nice cleaning facility in his bathroom because he has a nice big bathroom down there. I can have walls and walls of reticulated pythons. I can add more reticulated pythons, but my husband is not giving up that space. I told him it's 2 rooms. I'll give him upstairs. He can make one like a game room, and then there's another one for his just chill room. Because I know you may need your space. I get it, but his area is ideal for everything that I keep. I can have everything in one room. Well, in the basement, not necessarily one room, but how the basement is set up, but it can be all in the basement. Opposed to here, I just pretty much took the whole second level. So we have 2 living rooms, both living rooms are full of animals. The only room on this level that doesn't have animals is the kitchen. It's the kitchen, but if he let me move, they get all of this space back. He can invite people over. They can have the put the TV and all of that stuff back in that front room, and do all of that. Hey, good morning, Lavelle. How are you? I wore the shirt yesterday. No, it was the day before yesterday when I went roller skating. The shirt I did with y'all. I think it's Adam's mom name on the back of it, Lavelle's mom's name, Key's mom name, of course, my sister and a few others, my aunts, a few other survivors. So some people who did make it and some people who did, but some people from my reptile community who donated last year when I did the cancer walk. I actually had put their parents who passed away on the back of the shirt. I wore that shirt the other day. So whenever I do, like I said, October is a big cancer month. So when we go roller skate, you saw I had the little pink pom-poms on the skate and stuff like that. Everything represents cancer this month in honor of my sister and all the people who are fighting, survived, or are no longer with us. So pink October. My feisty boa is getting much better. She's starting to calm down a bit. Cool. Key's live was so much fun. It was. I told him he got to do it, more often. But it was like a different him too, wasn't he? Like, it's like, it was funny. He was definitely way more open. It was a nice live. All right, let's see. I got the whole basement to do as I please. Bay got an office and his bar. See, I don't even need, if you give me the whole basement for the animals, it frees him up to have so much space for so many other things, to be honest, on this level. So I definitely agree. Definitely. But he ain't giving it up. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. When we bought this house, that was the only place he cared about. And for me, it was my bathroom because of my tub in the kitchen. For him, it was that basement. Like when he saw it, he was like, all right, this is it. This is it. I think we had saw 67 houses. This was the 67th. He was like, yep, this is it. But we're building soon. That way we can do away with the stairs and have a real farm. So you said do away with the stairs? See, I kind of I don't know what stairs you're talking about, but I kind of like the stairs, especially in a lot of the homes in Georgia that give you that view. I like that about our stairs. I love to be able to stand at the, what you call a Juliet balcony and look down type of thing. I got to get going. See you around. Hope everyone has a good day. You too, Kim. Got a platinum dwarf baby arriving tomorrow. From who? Tim, what are you doing? Tim, this is like the Thursday. Tim, you going through a spurt. Too funny. Tim just going a little crazy. So we want a 1-story, okay, on acreage. But are you going to stay in this? So you're building in the same place where you are? You just want to kind of level it out? Or you talking about like finding something completely new? I love that house. I would have to build on that. I love it. Yeah. So y'all, so that's basically it. Just keep it being mindful that these animals are wonderful to keep. Jordan from Heartland produced his first clutch. Got you. Jordan's one of my favorite people too. Love me some Jordan. Very supportive. So yeah, so guys, so just keep in mind, what I would love to see is more people embracing these animals, the way that they can. Oh, okay, something completely new. Got you. Yeah. So ideally, I said that the other day. If we ever, I don't think I ever would sell this house. I think I would rent it out, honestly, because I love this house so much. But I do know that eventually I want less bedrooms because no one sleeps in these bedrooms. They're just here, and we don't have visitors. We don't we just don't. We just choose not to. And in fact, and then people who used to or would have, they ain't coming in here with all of these retics just hanging out. And I'm not changing my reticulated pythons exercise schedule for someone who's scared of them. Sorry. So this is not the house. The hotels are down the street right there by National Harbor. Go get y'all one. But so yeah, so I think we do want like a ranch style, a lot less rooms, but a whole lot of land, because I have, other dreams that goes into bigger animals. But that would probably be another 4 or 5 years, to be honest, if we can even make a decision, because it would definitely be out of state. I don't want to stay in Maryland. The cost of living here is so much more expensive. And what we can get, like, even if we sold this house and moved to somewhere like Georgia, the house we can buy in Georgia, Texas, or anywhere, Tennessee, compared to what we paid to live in the DMV, would be crazy. It would be insane. So that's the kind of move, if we're going to move, the kind of move we're going to want to make. I have to head out to time to start work. Everyone had a great Monday. You too, Don D. Absolutely. All right, guys. So I thank you all for joining in this morning. We are definitely at 9 o'clock. It is time to shut this down. I love when y'all come and we just have a good time in the morning. I hope everybody have an amazing day, that everybody finds something that makes you feel blessed and something that gives you joy. Be positive in the community this week. Plug your positivity any way that you can. Be it in a chat, be it in your own videos, in your own YouTube content, or if it's in your own TikTok content. We need positivity. There's a lot of people in the world who just going through right now. Yeah, we just keep showing us your animals that you keep buying, Tim. Appreciate you all. Have a great week. Elias, tell the kids that the people over here say hello, and I hope they have a good week in school as well. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Peace.